Hi, you're listening to Peace News Now, bringing you pro-peace propaganda 7 days a week. Today's Wednesday, October 30th, 2013. 1 ounce of silver is $23 and 1 Bitcoin is $205. Peace News Now is brought to you by Bitcoin and Silver from friends of WeUseCoins.com and SonsOfLibertyMint.com. I recommend you check out the fine silver quarters at SonsOfLibertyMint.com. 4 quarters to a troy ounce, they're the most divisible, usable silver on the planet. S-U-N-S, SonsOfLibertyMint.com. Tell them PNN sent you. Audrey Hudson was the victim of a pre-dawn raid by armed federal agents, allegedly in order to find a novelty potato gun. Quote, I think they found a great way to get into my house and get a hold of my confidential notes and go through every other file in my office. Audrey is a journalist with the Washington Times, and she wrote several articles that were critical of the government. In return, they came to her house and took her files. Now, the federal government knows the identities of the reporter's confidential informants. This type of violent home raid and seizure of private documents can have a chilling effect on journalism. The Washington Times is suing the government over the raid. In other news, a group in Austin, Texas, holds outreach events with the goal of informing the public of their right to self-defense. Thanks to bureaucrats, the laws surrounding firearms can be tricky to navigate, and often the public could use some help knowing what's legal and what's not. Apparently, so can the cops, because this week they mistakenly arrested several members of the group who were out informing the public about their rights. They originally arrested 4 individuals for wearing handguns holstered to their hips. The cops later lied in their police reports and said the arrests were for disorderly conduct and failure to identify themselves. Since everyone was gathered around the cops recording and live streaming with their phone cameras, no one is going to believe that lie. Can you imagine how different this scene would look if these men weren't wearing badges? Does this kind of blatant fascism make you angry? Maybe you should move to New Hampshire, where you don't need permission from the government to strap a pistol to your hip. In fact, there are lots of reasons to move to New Hampshire. Check out over 100 of them at freestateproject.org. This story is brought to you by friends of blockchain.info. That's the best place to get a free Bitcoin wallet. Their app easily syncs with your iPhone or Android. Get it now at blockchain.info. A tricky case of parents' rights is happening in Ohio. Andy and Anna Hirschberger are an Amish couple, and their daughter Sarah is tragically suffering from lymphoblastic lymphoma. After suffering terrible pain, Sarah pled for the treatments to stop. The hospital won't allow it, and the court agrees that the parents have no right to decide on medical treatment for the child. Now they've fled the U.S. to avoid the court-mandated treatment. With Sarah now cancer-free, they want to return home to their 6 children, but they're afraid they'll be arrested. They've reached out to alternative media to get the following facts straight. Quote, Andy and Anna Hirschberger claim they were never told by Akron Children's Hospital staff that the chemotherapy was part of a research project using experimental chemicals. Andy and Anna's signature was not obtained by the hospital for the second phase of chemo, which uses different chemicals. Only Sarah, a minor child, was asked to, quote, put her name on the line. The serious side effects of the experimental chemo were never disclosed to the parents or to Sarah. In blatant violation of federal privacy laws, Sarah's confidential medical information was given to the news media. Should parents have the final say on medical decisions about their children? Share your thoughts on the Peace News Now Facebook page. In other news, families in Massachusetts complained to police this week that they heard, quote, inhuman sounds nearby. They were told to ignore it. The police department posted to their Facebook page, quote, residents in the area of Sunshine Dairy Farm may notice loud noises coming from the dairy cows at all hours of the day and night. We've been informed that the cows are not in distress and that the noises are a normal part of farming practices. Not in distress? This is a great reason to know your farmer. If you don't already, learn about where your food comes from. Healthier food, healthier you. Peace News Now is on the Next News Network and is brought to you by friends of WeUseCoins.com and SonsOfLibertyMint.com. Share this episode with your friends, and if you enjoyed it, send some Bitcoin to donate.peacenewsnow.com. I'm Derek J, reminding you that peace is the way. Everyone somewhere inside loves the idea of freedom.